بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين.
Interpretation of the Holy Quran.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. With the grace of Allah, we have started to have a brief interpretation of Quran. We reached verse 257 of chapter Baqarah. Chapter Baqarah is the longest chapter of Quran which is revealed in Medina. Please listen to this verse.
الله ولي الذين آمنوا يخرجهم من الظلمات إلى النور والذين كفروا أولياؤهم الطاغوت يخرجونهم من النور إلى الظلمات أولئك أصحاب النار هم فيها خالدون.
Allah is the guardian of those who believe. He brings them out of the darkness into the light. And those who disbelieve, their guardians are shaitan, who take them out of the light into the darkness. They are the inmates of the fire. In it they shall abide. In verse 255, Allah brought one of different attributes for Himself, and one of them Allah said that لَهُ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ belongs to the Lord, to Allah, the heavens and anything which is in the earth. In this verse, Allah is talking about the relationship between people and Allah, how Allah is going to protect them, and how Allah is going to take care of the people. In this verse, Allah says, Allahu waliyyu alladhina amanu. Allah is the guardian of those who believe, those who accepted Allah as their Lord, and accepted the resurrection day, accepted the prophets, different prophets that Allah has sent them to the people. These people are the believers. Allah introduces Himself as a guardian for them. It means not only Allah has created them and left them just like that. This is not correct. Allah has created them, and Allah is taking care of them every minute and every second. Allahu waliyyu alladhina amanu. Allah is their guardian. Any problems that they have, they should refer to their guardian, to the Lord. Not only Allah guides them, Allah is ready to take their hands and take them to the goal and destination. We have two different types of guidance. One in Arabic is named as a ira'atul tariq, to show the path, to show the way. When you ask somebody to guide you to the destination, sometimes he is ready only to talk to you and to tell you, this is the way. Go to the right, then continue, then go to the left. This is to show the path, ira'atul tariq. The other one is destination, to take a person and bring him to destination. You ask somebody and he says, follow me. He takes your hand and brings you to the destination. In second types, it is impossible to be misguided and to lose the way. to make mistakes is impossible in the second one. The first one, Ira'atu Tariq, Allah is guiding all the people. But certain people are those that they continue, they ask Allah, and anytime they have problems, they refer to the Lord. And they go to Prophet to understand the answer for their problems. These people are those that Allah says, I'm going to take their hands and brings them to the destination. In this verse, Allah says, Allahu waliyyul ladhina amanu. Allah is the guardian of those who believe. When we talk about the believers, those who believe to the Lord and accept the Lord as their guardian, we will see in their life, in different aspects, they have a wonderful life. They enjoy and they have tranquility and peace in their life. For example, in chapter Al-Baqara, verse 138, Allah is talking about these believers and says, سبقة الله ومن أحسن من الله سبقة ونحن له عابدون. Caller from Allah, and who is better than Allah at coloring. We are His worshipper. Allah says, when a person believes in Allah, he tries to color himself, his activities, his attributes, his behaviors with Allah's color. It means anything he wants to do in his life, he tries to connect it to the Lord. When he wants to write something, he asks himself that Allah is satisfied, Allah likes it or not. Am I going to make Allah happy or not? Allah allows me to have such a business or not? When he wants to marry, for example, you see that these wives really is the one that Allah likes me to marry with such a girl or not. The husband is the same. If he doesn't pray, he doesn't make a fast, she says, no, I don't want it. It means her behavior, her activities is in such a way that he see Allah is present all the time in his life. As Allah says, Sabqat Allah, the caller of Allah, and caller yourself, your activities with Allah's caller. It means make your relation, your activity, your behaviors in such a way that in everything Allah is present in it. This is about the believers. Believers are dealing with Allah, dealing with other people in such a way. In another verse, when Allah is talking about a group of believers, Allah says, these people, once their leader will be chosen by Allah, they are not ready to choose different people as their leader and copy them and follow them completely without having permission from Allah. A group of people came to their Prophet and said, "Oh, the Prophet, choose somebody for us as our king and leader until we will follow him." Allah says in chapter Al-Baqara, verse 247, وَقَالَ لَهُمْ نَبِيُّهُمْ إِنَّ اللَّهَ قَدْ بَعَثَ لَكُمْ طَالُوتَ مَلِكًا. And their prophet said to them, to these people who had come to the prophet and asked, choose somebody as our king and leader until we follow him and copy him. The prophet told them, as Allah is informing us, surely Allah has raised Talut to be a king over you. Allah has chosen Talut as your king and follow him. So these people asked the Prophet to choose somebody as our king and our leader until we follow. The believers are dealing in such a way that a person that they want to follow should be the person that Allah is satisfied with him. In their activity, they are so happy about their way, about their life, the destination that they are going to, that destination. They are so happy. They have tranquility and peace in their life. For example, in chapter Yunus, verse 9, Allah says, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ يَهْدِيهِمْ رَبُّهُمْ بِإِيمَانِهِمْ. Surely those who believe and do good, their Lord will guide them by their faith. So, because they believe, Allah is going to guide them and take their hands. Allah will be their guardians, and Allah does not leave them just like that. In another verse, Allah says, verse 156 of chapter Baqara, Allah says, الَّذِينَ, again about believers. Those who believe and practice the religion in their life, Allah says, الَّذِينَ إِذَا أَصَابَتْهُمْ مُصِيبَةٌ قَالُوا إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ. Those who, when a misfortune befalls them, say, surely we are Allah's, and to Him we shall surely return. Allah says believers are not worried when they face some problems and disasters in their life. Why? Because they know that they have destination, and in their way they should face some problems, and it is so natural, so normal. These believers are those that all the time they want that everything will be perfect. It means without any problem in their life. And such a life is not created in this world, and believers know that. So they are waiting for some problems and ask Allah to help them to handle the problem, not to have the problems. No, to handle the problems. And Allah says these people, these believers, when they face problems, they say, Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. We belong to Allah and we are going toward Him. We return to the Lord. By this way, they have peace and tranquility. Anything happen in their life. Since they know that their Lord is watching them, and they are not left just like that without a guardian, definitely they have peace. Exactly the same as a child who is walking with his father, and he knows that his father knows the way and has enough money and is strong to defend him. So there is no reason for the child to be worried, although he faces some problems in the road. In another verse, Allah says, the believers know that Allah will give them their reward. Allah will protect them, and Allah does not waste their activities, their work. Allah says in chapter Yusuf, verse 56, when they said, وَلَا نُضِيءُ, when Allah says, وَلَا نُضِيءُ أَجْرَ الْمُحْسِنِينَ, and we do not waste the reward of those who do good. Believers know that if they take care of the poor people, if they face problems, if they have financial problems, if one member of their family is sick and they are helping him, or they try to tolerate the problems and appreciate toward Allah, they are sure that their activities will not be wasted and Allah is going to reward them. وَلَا نُضِيءُ أَجْرَ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. By this way, they have peace and tranquility. When it comes to different wars, they tolerate the problems. Allah says in chapter Al-Imran, verse 173, وَقَالُوا حَسْبُنَا اللَّهُ وَنِعْمَ الْوَكِيلُ. In this verse, Allah says, الذين قال, at the beginning of the verse, Allah says, الذين قال لهم الناس إن الناس قد جمعوا لكم فاخشوهم فزادهم إيمانا. A group of people came to a convoy and informed them, they were believers, and told them that a group of people are going to attack you. In a state of be afraid and be scared and run away, they became so strong and their beliefs were added and became stronger. Allah says, فَزَادَهُمْ إِيمَانًا. They became stronger and their beliefs becomes stronger. And their reaction was, وَقَالُوا حَسْبُنَا اللَّهُ وَنِعْمَ الْوَكِيلُ. Allah, they said that Allah is sufficient for us and most excellent is the protector. They became so stronger or stronger, and they said Allah is going to protect us and Allah is sufficient for us. Anything they want to do, let them do. It means when a person has a belief and has a relation with Allah in the time of difficulties and problems, they trust on Allah and they are not worried that what is going to happen. Unfortunately, many times we are worried about something that never ever will happen. And even in the time of problem, we should understand that Allah is watching us. And Allah has told us, trust me and take refuge to me. I'm going to take care of your problem. It is better to leave the problems to the hand of the Lord. He is going to solve it. Thank you very much for watching. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.